like this music.
Little intro.
Hello, Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners at Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Here today, I'm joined by Michael Stanley and by Garrett Plaza. Woohoo! Got it right.
Yep.
Nailed it. Now, what's his company?
And Garrett is opening a new business. It's called Gahanna Gymnastics, and we're excited to share that with you because our very own Abby is going to be there too.
Yeah,
she's going to be and helping with social media and stuff like she does for us.
Yep.
So, Garrett, just tell us a little bit about what motivated you to do this. I know you love coaching.
Yeah, I love coaching. Been doing it for a long time, and this opportunity is super unique for like how expensive it is to start everything, and having a partner like CrossFit Gahanna to just like help you out, and already have that membership to like pull from. Super huge like bonus, and it makes us like really encouraged for the future for sure. That we love, and we love partnering with them because it's such a nice. I don't know if any of you do CrossFit.
Do we look like it?
I mean, it's not a look. It's more of a lifestyle.
It's not a look. It's more of a lifestyle. Dude who looks like he definitely does CrossFit over here. It's not a look. It's more of a lifestyle.
I do it at an unhealthy level.
Popping out of my neck.
You take the chips to the dip, right?
Chips to the dip.
CrossFit.
Chips to the dip.
Take the
Absolutely.
chips to the dip.
Absolutely.
As long as you max out those reps, you're
right,
good.
right. Just kill yourself every day, and you can eat really whatever you want. That's my thought process.
We both used to be more physically fit than we are now,
Yeah.
but then we started doing real estate, which lends no time to such things.
Absolutely not even like walkthroughs of houses. Don't you get your steps in every day?
But unfortunately, I don't think those count somehow.
You don't think those
I
are
swear,
fake?
I somehow think that
it's like
they're
fake
just
money?
totally
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't
you would
count.
It's like
think-
Apple Cash. It
Yes.
just doesn't
It
count.
does.
Nice,
It doesn't count.
nice.
You would
Yeah.
think. So,
But maybe I get more steps sometimes. I feel like I go from like getting close to in shape to grossly overweight and just back and forth.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure.
I think there's
I've
sometimes
yo-yoed
a
my
year,
entire life.
It's a great yo-yoing effect.
Yeah.
I look like two different people.
Yeah. Halfway through the year. Yeah. That's great.
So what is your gym going to focus on?
We're going to focus on K through 12, so basically school-age kids, gymnastics and developmental progressions for anything they want to do in the future, and then we're going to have a small competitive team that's going to compete locally and in the tri-state area.
Kind of like Dance Moms, but for gymnastics.
Dance Moms for gymnastics, just think 10 times more entertaining because gymnastics moms are incredible.
Gymnastics is crazy to watch.
is.
So gymnastics and hockey are the only two things I've ever really enjoyed watching as part of the Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely.
So ever.
I love watching gymnastics during the Olympics.
Yeah, I guess figure skating too. I lied. So there's
Yes.
three things I like watching.
Yes.
But that's it.
A few years ago, I had the opportunity to be at the Olympic trials with one of our athletes.
Very
So
cool.
we were able to do that, and I was able to experience that on a American level, not an Olympic level quite
Very
yet.
cool, though.
But it was super cool experience, and I think more people watch that than anything else when it comes down to like making the selections and things like that. And for the Olympics, I do know it's the like number one watched sport.
Yeah, because
in the
they put in
Olympics.
a ton of hours.
Yeah, and it's super good.
And you've been coaching for a long time too, right?
I've been coaching since I was 12.
Oh, wow.
So on and off.
I knew it was a
yeah.
long time. But
Yeah.
wow.
We lived in Europe at the time, and my mom and dad were on a military base, and they were very occupied with their life, and not occupied with their life, with their jobs, and being in the military, deployed, going to school, things like that. So I kind of had the responsibility of, the kids and being the big brother and all that stuff. So I would go take my little sister to what's called the youth center. They started a gymnastics program. My parents put her in it. I facilitated that as much as I could.
Wow.
Sat there, did homework, and then one day the coach was just like, "You wanna help me?" And I was like, "Okay, why not?" And then ever
Very
since then,
cool.
it was just like moved on and up, and traveled
You just
all
have
over.
a huge passion for it.
Yeah, I just think I work well with kids, even though I'm a little sarcastic. But I think I work. I think I work really well with kids, and they're like,
I think kids need more sarcasm.
yeah. Oh my God, especially
Yeah.
nowadays kids.
Yes.
They're unreal. They're unhinged,
totally
and
unhinged.
they're all spoiled at every level, poverty level, all the way up to the
Yes.
New Albany level. It's like crazy.
But the problem
I
is when
agree
you
with that.
teach
and
them
I was spoiled
sarcasm.
I was spoiled as a kid too, but I see it because they have instant access to whatever they want, whenever they want it.
It's insane.
It is, and I didn't have that. Like, let's just talk about first world problems. Like when I wanted to watch a TV show, I had to wait for that shit to come on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on at 1 o'clock today.
Right.
Well, I got to be in front of the TV then, and I want something to eat. I got to go make it myself.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, I have something made for me already. I DoorDashed it, and I got my Netflix
Right.
on for a
Right.
little
DoorDash
day.
Right?
everything.
And I'm like, what the heck?
Everything.
Everything.
They'll DoorDash thing to the school. I sub at Grove City School District,
way.
so it's a
that's cool.
experience.
My buddy's in. My buddy is in. Oh crap, what's the high school's name? Westland.
Westland High School? Yeah. I do middle school right now.
Okay.
I haven't delved into the high school side yet. Middle schools are
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like
I've
Fight Club
heard,
every day.
It is, so my mom
Yeah.
did that. She just retired a year and a half ago now, and she was a middle school teacher. And yeah, it's the weird age where puberty's hitting. You don't know who you are as a person. You're just
they're getting
rebelling against all
bullied.
sorts of stuff. There's bullying
They're
happening.
getting bullied through social media by fake accounts and
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
And
nuts.
it's enough to make so like one of my friends, her daughter was a middle school guidance counselor, and they were dealing with kids who wanted to kill themselves all the time.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine being a middle schooler and having that thought. So gymnastics is a great outlet, though.
Well, half of the
It's
conversations
a good
I'm
positive
like,
environment
Yeah.
and a good outlet for kids to really get some
Absolutely.
stuff going.
Yeah, and they have no real outlet because the
Yeah.
small few that do athletics or anything like that, they're like a very specific group of kids, and you can tell
Especially
who they are.
girls, it's hard for them. Like, there's nothing really for girls in like a middle school, high school level.
Yeah.
Like, elementary school, I feel like they can play soccer a little more. And then I guess you get like the volleyball by the high school, but middle schooler girls really don't have any
And it's really
sports.
only like 8 to 20 kids that are on each team. It's not like it's
Yeah.
50 of them. At a high school with 400 people, you're going to have to go out and get your kid active in some way.
Well, I guess
So-
there's cheerleading, but
But even that's even more expensive
Right.
than gymnastics. Like, people say gymnastics is expensive nowadays. I went into a cheer gym the other day just to see like pricing and like maybe we might want to add cheer. It's something that Abby has been maybe interested in, maybe starting doing things like that. Yeah, could you imagine Abby as a cheer
We
coach?
could.
Oh my God, it would just be.
we can.
Yeah, it'd be unreal. She would love all the sparkles and all
She,
the appropriate
she
shoe wear.
would. The problem is,
The
I
shoe
feel
wear.
like Abby as a cheer coach would start glomming on to her students' lives too much.
Right, absolutely.
Like, oh my God, my high school cheer team or my middle school cheer team. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on in your social media world?
Yeah.
Who are you dating?
She want the gossip. She wants to know the boys. She'd be giving the advice.
Maybe she'd be good
Yeah.
at it though.
Yeah.
But we
She
do
can
the
manage it
same
better
to
than her own
Abby.
life.
Yeah.
So
She's for sure better than her own life.
we live vicariously through Abby's life, and then Abby could live vicariously through their life.
Yes.
There it
yes,
is.
Yes.
And it's only because she cares, and we just because we care.
I do want to interrupt and say, I don't know if you noticed, she transitioned back to gymnastics in the middle.
I sure did. It was a very smooth.
We
one.
are normally, we get off track a lot, and we are
do.
terrible at getting back on
back
track.
on track.
But
That was
that
the
was
best one I think
smooth.
I've That's
That
the best
was
one I've
smooth.
ever
That was
seen.
smooth.
I just
That
want
was
to interrupt
smooth.
and say that, and we'll go back to
And I
gymnastics.
got it. I was like, oh, we're off track. That's why we did that. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on.
We'll
continue to get off track.
Normally,
Don't
he
worry.
has to tell me to shut up, and that's why I
Right.
get back
Yes,
on track.
Got it.
I was impressed with that.
I know. So
Yeah.
I was impressed as I was saying it. I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Hyping
was
yourself up.
Good job. Good job. I did a good job.
Love that.
Yes, gotten used to this now.
So you substitute teach as well?
I substitute teach as well. I really just started that because I was planning on quitting my job that I've had for 6 years now. And I just wanted something just in case, something, a little extra, little something extra, and just going in there and experiencing what actual kids are like, because people who do gymnastics are exclusive, I would say, and the kids I coach are very much top tier, like attitudes, work ethic, things
Yes.
like that.
Well, I was going to say one thing about gymnastics too. It's not necessarily a team sport, but it can be, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
you have the ability as an individual to train and get better and make yourself better. Whereas, if you go out for cheer, you get one tryout and that's it.
Right.
And a lot of times it's a popularity contest. It's not about
And you have
your
to
skills
fit
and
in
your
their
work
like
ethic.
scheme, like whatever their routines
And you
are.
you have to be a friend too.
Right.
Typically.
Yeah, you have to know who what
Right.
to do. You have to know who you talk
Where
to.
gymnastics is just your hard work and stuff, you can prevail.
Right.
So I like that aspect
So if you
of
just
it
shut
too.
up, color,
Right.
do the work, you're always successful.
Yeah.
If you make excuses, it's just you making excuses.
Right.
Because
It's-
at the end of the day, it's like, how many leg lifts are you willing to do?
It's kind of like real estate. You get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah, right? You're going to hustle. You're going to sell those houses. You're going to make much money.
But that's why I like going to real estate to gymnastics. That's why I like being part of a team. Is we are individual,
But we still care about
we
each other.
care and collaborate with each other, and I think that's what's cool about being a part of a good gym like that. Is
Yeah.
you guys care about and collaborate with each other. It is about the work that the individual's willing to put in, but it's also about what they can get from everybody else and the hype they can get from
Yeah,
everybody else, and that sense
absolutely.
of community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
and that's pretty
definitely a
much the
sense of
same.
community.
That's like what the team aspect is in gymnastics versus the individual. Because you go into every competition as an individual, but you leave into awards as a team because the last awards given is your team award. So that's kind of like
Very cool.
It's more accessible in college gymnastics than it is at the level I teach.
But still, you're preparing them for all
Yeah,
that.
exactly. They have to go through this time to have fun at the end. It
Right.
might be 20 years of hard work, but who says?
That's what I
They
see
like
at the
it, they
Olympic
like
level.
it,
They do the team event.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It's all about the team. It's all about representing America and doing things like in that capacity
really
first.
cool.
And then the individuals
And
come
you got
second.
to do Olympic qualifiers. How cool
Yeah.
is that? Did we
Yeah.
talk about it on the podcast, or was that before? I can't remember.
I don't remember. We were just chit-chatting before.
We were just chit-chatting.
Okay.
But yeah.
Let's talk about it then. This
Yeah.
guy right here got to be a part of the qualifiers for the U.S.
Yeah.
Gymnastics.
So that was in 2021, and it was with
Very
Charlize
cool.
Jones. Super awesome kiddo. When I moved here, the gym just really opened when I moved here. It had been open for about a year. She was already here present. She was 15, 16 at the time. And then we spent like the next 4 years together with
Wow.
the other head coach. And through that process, a lot of elite camps, a lot of elite things going on. And then she made the Olympic trials selection, like possibility to where it's like 20 kids. She came out top 10 at that year.
Wow.
And this was during COVID and all that stuff. Like we were even still wearing masks to the actual competitions and whatnot. So really tumultuous time for everybody. And that same year, like they had to take 3 to 4 months completely off the sport.
Wow.
That's hard.
Right.
That's hard to come back
That's
from.
hard for
Absolutely.
anybody in any industry, I feel like. But as an
Right,
athlete,
yeah.
to lose that physicality
Yeah.
and that timing, ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, but it's
I mean,
also
COVID did me in.
it's time to get revenge. It's time to get revenge. It's time to get revenge. Abby can help you. She can take you to CrossFit.
I just fell
She
off
just
my
hobbles
deck.
around.
I know. I just fell off my deck, and Stanley.
You fell out your deck?
I fell off my deck. Yeah, it's okay. It was just a couple steps, but
Oh.
I still bruised my back and hit my head. So
Oh,
good
I,
times.
I told her, man, if I fall down and I'm younger than her, I feel like I'm out for a while. She
Yeah,
was
yeah.
up working the next morning. I had a meeting with
It's
her at
that
9 a.m.
same morning.
You
It was
put in.
the same
work's
morning.
The same is where you get out.
The same morning. I
Same
couldn't take
morning,
a
yeah.
beat. I'm
No.
like, am I okay to drive? I think
Yeah.
so. Okay, I just got to go to
Abby
Marion.
can learn so much from you.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay, I just
glad
got to
you're
go to
in.
Marion.
You know what?
back.
And I bought her a maple bacon donut and gave it to her at our meeting.
You
and,
sure did.
Right after she fell?
Yeah, and she was happy.
Your
Yeah, she was happy.
thing was like, I'm buying you a maple bacon donut.
Well,
Yes,
he
for
didn't
you.
know that I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
fallen.
Not an ice
He
pack,
did-
not ibuprofen,
Correct.
nothing to
Maple
actually
bacon.
help her.
He did not know I had fallen. He just knew it was my birthday. So I started.
Okay.
I started my birthday off with the fall.
Fall.
To which I said, "Happy
Yeah.
fucking birthday to you."
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, I'm like, great. This is a great way to fall into things in the morning.
Nice.
But anyhow, I'm trying the puns now. It's not working.
That one didn't hit the same.
It did not, but it's okay. I had a good one earlier. We still don't remember what it was though.
We'll watch the tape again.
No, we won't. I never watch these. I can't watch or can't listen. And every time she's editing, I'm like, oh, it's my
I hate
voice.
listening to myself.
Ugh,
I hate
it's
it.
horrible.
Even right now, he listens to these headphones.
It's
I just feel
horrible.
like I don't think I sound good.
I'm okay here. I just can't stand it when she's editing. I just
Yeah.
want to
What's nice
plug my
is
ears.
we have the headphones set up to where you don't hear yourself quite as much.
Right.
Though. You hear everybody else a little bit more because I would.
But you sound great.
Oh, well,
You
thank
Yeah,
sound
he
fan-
loves
like
doing
you could
this
be on
stuff.
the radio, Sunny
Wow.
95. I
We
listen to it every
have him
morning.
doing videos for us all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
I
You
think-
sound great.
I think it's partially because of the allergies of the season, which I never used to
You
have.
do
Now-
sound a
Right.
little nasally.
You're getting
I know.
nasally, but that sounds like on a man. I
No,
think
that's
that
what I'm saying. I
deeper.
think
Yeah.
my voice sounds better
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
that. So you caught me on a good
Yeah.
voice day.
Yeah.
This building actually is so moldy. We grow mushrooms out of the second story carpeting. So I think all of us
As
have
realtors,
gotten-
isn't there some kind of like law you have to follow about not having mushrooms in your properties? No,
It's not our property.
because it's Howard Hanna's property.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's how you get out of it. That's how you get out of it.
Yes. So, but yeah, so there's we believe it's
We're gonna
there's
have to edit that
allegedly
out.
yes we will. There's
cut it.
allegedly mold. They will not allow us to
No
test
asbestos,
for
just a little mold.
it. Yes. they missed the Luan part when they were doing the exterior. But
Yes.
anyhow,
So when is your gym officially opening? I think you said you had a soft opening coming up.
Soft opening in June, but we are doing a like ragtag makeshift gymnastics things for anybody that wants to train at the extremely basic level. So like you're talking body shapes and body tension, core stability, flexibility, like that stuff. We're gonna start that here next week.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, we get we get things moving. Like, our lives
Gotcha.
depend on it.
Yeah.
It's like walking
Literally.
a plank almost. So we're trying to move it along, and I have to support Abigail during this time, and I have to make sure her dreams come true.
You have to make sure
it's
she
like,
has money to buy
oh
those
my God, you have
cowgirl
no
boots.
idea. Last night at like 11 o'clock, she's like, "Am I going to get paid?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm trying to sleep, homie. Why aren't you asleep?"
And I keep
She's
telling
late
her she
every day
worked
for
for me.
workout, but she's over there texting me at 11:30. It's just crazy. To
That's
me.
why she's late. She had to text you at 11:30.
That's what I'm saying. Turn off your phone and go to bed. Like, stop worrying about things. Yeah.
And she knows she can work for us more. We've told her.
No. Yeah, that's what I've been telling her too.
Yes.
And she can work like at all these bartending jobs that I keep sending her.
She doesn't need to do that because that's kind of weird. Don't do that. Don't do that. You got enough problems. Don't do that.
You got enough. He wants more stories.
I just want to be able to go to the bar and be like, "Hey, drink." Yeah. But that's not going to happen in my life.
Tell me what weird shit's happened to you.
Yeah. Order me mozzarella sticks or something so I don't have to buy it. Like, I'm a selfish person. Things I do, I expect things out of people. I'm like, I'm not helping you out with something.
Yes, I'm trying to get the teenager that's in my life. I'm trying to get him to get a job at Delta Airlines, like throwing luggage or something, just so I can get a discount on flights. Because it's all about what can I get.
Does every level of Delta get?
I don't know.
Because I know the hostess get the hostess. What are they called?
Flight attendants?
Yeah, there you go.
I think the gate people do too.
I love that your description is like you're
I love that you got
on
it.
the fucking plane.
But the fact that you got it.
I knew what he was going for.
What are
Hot
they
towels.
called?
You know these hot towels? For
What are
first
they
class?
called?
Flight
Flight attendants. I literally just said
Hostess.
that.
I think the door gates get it. The gate attendants get it too.
And they just, I would
think
love a
A
discount.
lot of them get it. I know. So I'm like, hey, I need a discount. You gotta.
What's a teenager in your life that was like?
He's like a pretend grandchild.
Oh, okay,
Long
okay,
story,
okay,
but
okay.
yeah.
Oh, you were hoping for some juicy details.
Yeah, I was like,
I can
it's like this
see
kid
it.
in my life. I'm like, what
I can
kid
see
in
it.
your life? I was like, I hate taking on kids.
Yeah,
They're
well,
expensive.
I took on his mother, who's not related to me at all.
Yeah.
And whatever. So she's 33 now. Now he's 16. So
Oh.
he and I fly out on Sunday at 5-something a.m. to San Diego. So
For what?
Just for fun.
Oh,
He and I travel
I'm
together.
in the market for a grandma.
I know,
Mine
right? That's what
sucks.
everyone says.
Oh, okay. Just keep me on the list. I'll go to San
I'm
Diego.
not on the list. I get.
You have 3
I get-
kids.
I get shirts.
Yeah, you're way too
He gets
expensive. You get way too expensive.
Like, I need you to advertise for me.
Right?
In fairness, Jonathan has to wear clothing too.
He
that has
does.
that
He does.
advertise,
Does
but he
he?
actually enjoys it.
I get shirts and leftover food.
There you go.
Yes.
I like
There you
that.
go. Honestly,
does
I
get all
can
my
do a lot for
leftovers.
leftover food.
Yes,
A
he
lot.
gets all my leftovers. And I actually will order things with him in mind. But anyway.
It's appreciative.
Yes. So, so have you gotten a location yet for where you're going to be?
Yeah, we're actually on
Have you
the
secured
back
it?
side of secured it. Is like a lease signed, not quite yet because
Okay.
we're dealing with so we basically have like a corner of Gahanna, and one of the buildings is this long building that CrossFit Gahanna is in currently. The back half of that building is like this like open air garage space, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about 3,000 square foot, and then there's a small room in the back of CrossFit where we're going to knock down a wall, so both spaces will combine to equal about 4,000 square feet. So super,
Very cool.
super small for a gymnastic gym. Gymnastic gyms are 10 to 12,000.
But you want to be a more boutique.
Right. We're focusing on like private, small coaching classes, like a 3 to 1 ratio, 4 to 1 ratio, that kind of thing. 4 kids, 1 coach. The people we're bringing on also, we all like working together, and it's we're foster that community of like,
Yeah.
hey, it's okay that
You've got a good
you need
team.
this and we need that, and we work at this time, you work at that time, as long as we can handle like 20 kids at a time. That's all we got to worry about. 20 kids a day, keeps us all happy, fed, and healthy. So
20 kids a day. So my oldest did gymnastics when she was younger. She got into dance after. She loved it.
yeah,
But man, they had multiple classes and age groups going
Yeah.
at once, and each group was 10 to 20 people
Yes.
for one instructor.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's really great ratio.
so that's what we're starting with, and we're hoping to
focused. I
keep
love
that up as we grow and expand, because that whole building that CrossFit Gahanna is in, I will eventually be buying that building, that entire 12,000 square foot building. And
Oh, wow.
CrossFit will be moving literally 20 feet into the building right beside it. So we're going to be a
Awesome.
full gymnastics gym and a full CrossFit gym.
Very
with
cool.
all the fitness things in that building and gymnastics in this building. And we're still hoping to keep that ratio and attract coaches from not from other gyms, just attract coaches with like a high level of like
Experienced
life
coaches.
and a high level of pay.
Very
Due
cool.
to like, we believe in, we're a small business for the small guy. Like we want our people to be profitable and successful, and if we can get everyone making $100,000 a year, like that is our goal. We're not trying to be like
giving the small boutique feel to the kids, so the kids feel special.
Exactly.
And
and everyone's
get all
living
that
a good
attention.
life, and everyone can make their own schedules based on the kids and what they want to do and the times they want to go. So that's kind of the overall idea of it all.
And I would assume most kids are going to be like a 3:30 or something.
Yeah, most kids happen after school. We do have we're lucky enough to know a big homeschool group that we're going to pull a lot from.
That's
so that's
awesome.
going to happen between like 9 and 3, and then most schools stop around 2:30 nowadays, 3:30, 4:30. So we'll have a 4:30, 5:30, 6:30 class that also pairs with CrossFit. So if like you as a dad want, you're a dad, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. You as a dad.
Of 3.
Dad, yeah. Of 3. Damn.
I know, right?
All right.
You, should
You
never
as a
be
dad can
outnumbered.
go to CrossFit at 4:30, and you can drop your kid off
That's
at
really cool.
gymnastics for 4:30, and not worry about them. Just you do your own thing, they do your own thing. You
Get a
all
workout in.
Yep. You all go together.
That's
you leave
very
together.
cool.
So we're trying to make it.
That's a cool
like that.
idea.
And since we're all in the same building, it should work pretty well with that whole. Because we don't want parents necessarily sitting and watching their kids. We want them seeing their kids
Right.
maybe once a month, so they're not like.
Well, like if they have a competition or something.
Right, if
or,
we have an exhibition or a competition or
something
anything
like
like
But
that.
it frees the parents up to get themselves in shape.
Exactly.
That's
And
great.
also it's like
'Cause
peer
a lot of
pressure. You're like,
parents
why aren't
just-
you in there working out? Like,
Right.
what? You're complaining about your life, but you're not going to do anything about it?
That's
and I'm
pretty
good at
awesome.
making people feel guilty. So
Yes.
I'll just be like, you should go pay another membership to
But
go
a lot of
CrossFit.
parents just don't have the time to take care of themselves
Right.
because they're running the kids here and there.
Right. And it's a
And-
big, like running, if you have 3 kids, like all having different, like one's a dancer, one's like soccer, one like baseball, and you're trying to do that all at the same time, it's literally almost impossible.
And I honestly
tough.
think some
It is.
parents are very high pressure parents for
Yes.
their kids. So I think that probably also allows the kids to be in a more, I don't know what they call these days, safe space with the coaches who are encouraging and not having the parents watch
Yeah.
unless they're doing that exhibition.
If
So I
you're
would
not
think that would be a
high-pressure parent,
win-win.
your kids are not achieving.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's kind of true. Actually,
It-
nowadays.
Not really. Not really.
It is kind of true. If you want
I
your
was
kids
never
to achieve,
encouraged to do.
I'm talking about at sports
Anything,
or
sports or
at a
anything.
lot of different things. I'm not just talking about in life in general, but even some of them now they need pressure to even achieve in
Yeah.
life. But if you don't get your kids in young in something, and if you
And
don't
get them interested in it,
interested
for
in
sure.
it and work your butt off to keep them interested in it, and also maybe a little pressure.
Yeah, they become sedentary.
Yeah, they
Fast.
do. They do. 'Cause
Fast.
they get those Netflix little iPads
Right.
Well,
and
I
their
mean, I've heard
DoorDash
of,
treats, and they're happy.
I've heard of parents telling their kids that if they didn't join a sport, that the school was gonna, have the government take them away from them and stuff like
Okay,
that.
that's
I think that's
a little crazy. That's a little crazy.
That's crazy.
It is.
That's crazy.
So I
That's
just think,
psycho.
The threats.
Yes.
It's the threats.
I don't like
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
and I think some parents they're just hardcore and
Yeah.
they're like yelling at their kids,
Yeah.
and I don't
Feel like
respond
that
well.
comes honestly from the cost of everything. Is like parents.
And the time.
Yeah, time and costs matter a lot to I think adults, and they
Well, I
see the
think
time
that's
and
why they
costs,
get
and kids
angry.
don't see that.
But I think that's why they get angry when they have to watch them
Right.
practice. So the fact that you're distracting the parents
Yeah.
will help distract the kids from the parents, and the kids will probably gain
Flourish.
more
Yeah.
interest.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the parents will actually see progress faster
Yes.
because you're not watching the same thing every day.
Every day.
If you see something in the beginning of the month, at the end of the month, it could look very different
I
if
think
you
that's
didn't
a
see
win-win.
it in the
In
be-
between, yeah.
Right? Because you're like, oh, well, she has bit legs and she looks ugly here.
Yeah.
But give us 3 more weeks with it and then come
That's-
watch on the 4th
that's
week.
like-
You'll be like, my money's good and my money's spent
100% agree. That's like when my fat butt fluctuates weight. People who see me every day don't notice,
Yeah.
and I don't notice either. But then someone who doesn't see me for 6 weeks, they're like, "Oh my God, you look great." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "What do you mean? I haven't seen you in a while. You lost a lot of weight." That's the same as
That's
That's a
happens
good
to
relationship.
me. That
Good
does.
relationship for
That exact same thing happens to me literally every day. People go, "You look literally so much better than you did in the summer," and I was like, "You told me I look good in the summer. Like you said I was fine in the summer." I was like, "What do you mean? Like I mean, I'm not like I don't feel like I'm that different than I was in the summer." And she's like, "No, you look so much better," and I'm like, "So much better? What does that mean?"
Does that mean I was
Did
literally
Abby
a
say
flaming
that to
bag
you?
of dog shit?
That is, and they're like, "No, you didn't look bad. No, that's not what we're saying." I'm like, no, literally,
Oh my gosh,
I'm going to go home and stare at myself in the mirror now for 3 hours.
I think I'm going to need a frappuccino
Yeah.
to make myself feel better right now. And I think you should buy it for me since you make me feel this way.
absolutely.
Can we go get it?
Yeah. Or I asked for lunch. I'm like, hey, go make me food.
I forget who it was. It was probably him. I wasn't feeling well, and they said, "You look like shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, imagine how I feel." Like, really? You gotta state the obvious?
Yeah, people
But-
are way too easy.
But people just commenting on, the so much better.
Yeah.
It makes you like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
like, what did I not
But
see?
that is
Yeah.
the perfect analogy for a parent, because
It is.
I see it with certain things.
Yeah.
It is.
Like I said, my daughter's in dance, my son's in taekwondo. We're there watching certain moves, kicks, things happen, and I'm like, oh man, I need to help him with this. We need to work on it. But it's like, eventually they're teaching them. It works itself out.
Yeah.
And if you miss a few or you're not there for it, and
I
while
encourage
bettering
people-
yourself
Yeah.
at the same time, that's awesome. What a
Yeah.
great partnership to have with the CrossFit
I think so,
gym.
yeah.
I encourage parents to leave. Like, go to Kroger, go shopping, go do something else. Do not stay here and watch
Yeah.
your kid.
Well, and I would just point out the advantages of that. Because, I would just point out the advantage to the parent. For one, you're not getting frustrated.
Right.
And two, you can take this time for yourself. We got your kid.
Yes.
Workout, get that
So,
shopping
yeah.
done, do
Get
those
it
things.
done. Get
Because a
done
lot of
what you
places
need.
require up to a certain age. I think one of my places, they have to be 14 or older, 15 and older for you to be able to leave. They want
Yeah.
you to stay for things.
Yes.
And so to
But
have
you
that
have time.
opportunity,
You need the time
can.
to
Yeah.
do something else. Like, you can spend that time taking your other kid to soccer, then coming back and being able to do it. You
That's
can do a lot in
Well,
an
and
hour.
you've got an open area, too. So it's not like anyone's off in a room closed
Right,
in. So,
right.
I mean, it's a total safe environment. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
and
open
there's
with
adults
lots of people
everywhere
around.
in CrossFit.
Right.
There's literally a doorway.
So parents
blocking
should be
us.
very safe
Yeah.
or very secure in the
Absolutely.
fact that they can just take off and go, and
Absolutely.
you guys got it under control. I think that's
100%.
excellent.
And
It's
with
a
the
great
small
idea.
numbers, we're hoping that it's just everyone's like, oh my gosh, like, it's a small gym. We understand, but you guys are doing great with the ratios and keeping our kids active the entire time. So we're hoping it works out.
Yeah.
Very cool. Can we
No,
cut
it
in a
sounds right.
video of him doing some awesome gymnastic moves on this podcast? That's what I want to see.
I relate to a fat football coach.
Okay.
I am not a gymnast, right?
Can we make
I'm not out
Abby
there throwing
do stuff?
touchdowns.
Okay.
Yeah, Abby can do stuff once her knee
Once
gets
her knee
better.
heals.
Okay.
wearing
If it ever
cowboy
hits. It's been like a month, dude. It's been annoying.
It's been like a week.
Okay.
Right.
It's been like 3
you
days.
do have to see her almost every day too, so you get annoyed
Yeah.
too. Okay.
I see her at least 3
It's
days
just
a
like,
week.
oh my god, the amount of times.
This is
It
the
feels
first
like a
time the
month.
knee has really been bothering her, I feel.
Yeah.
I think a little bit on Monday. I think I might
Do you
have
know?
heard.
Did she tell you
Or
why it
today,
happened?
Wednesday? Yes.
During volleyball, did she tell you why? It
Was she looking at
happened?
a boy?
No, she was heckling her team.
Oh yes, she
and
did
being
tell me
mean and a rude
because you
person.
guys were on another team
Yeah.
and she joined another
And
team,
then
so she
goes-
was trash
then
talking.
she's so embarrassed. She lies about it. She goes, "Did a ball hit me?" I'm like,
Oh yeah,
"Girl, you were serving.
like a
You're
ball."
serving. No, a ball didn't randomly hit you."
She thought a ball came from
Oh,
another.
I know. I was just like,
another-
It annoyed the crap out of me. I was like, no ball hit you. Get up and hobble over to the desk. I got
You're
so
trash
mad. And all the
talking guy,
boys,
you.
all the boys came up to her, like, "Oh, are you okay? What's wrong with your knee? It's okay. It's okay." And then she over this, "I don't need you to pick me up. I can walk." And I'm like, "Okay, fine."
I'd have been like, "You're hot,
Be
pick
that
me
way.
up."
Yeah. That's what she should have done. No. It's okay.
But anyhow, all right. So you're gonna do a soft opening in June.
Yes.
So how do people contact you if they're interested in making sure that their kids are one of the first ones in?
So the first thing you do is go to www.crossfitgahanna.com, and on that page, it's about to get updated with a link for our gymnastics information and stuff,
Very
right?
cool.
And then they'll actually be able, so if you're like a competitive kid, or if you're like a lower level rec or
I
instructional
think it's
kiddo.
a great place for kids that are competitive because they're getting a lot more attention.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%. And we're hoping that they will actually get way more. The ratio for that, if all of the coaches want to be there at that time, could easily be like one kid to two coaches, you know? So one coach is setting up drills or things they need, one coach is spotting, one coach is correcting, and it's a collaborative effort between everyone to get the kid where she wants to be. We have 2-hour packages, 4 to 6 hour, 6 to 8, and 8 to 10 hour packages. Our 8 to 10 is $200, and then everything else decreases about $20 after that. And we're going to operate on a custom schedule. So you basically sign up, click, I get an email that you're interested, I call you, and I go, "Hey, this is Coach Garrett from CrossFit Gahanna, soon to be the home of Gahanna Gymnastics. I'm here to talk to you about your custom schedule. How would you like to spend your 10 hours a week? So say you have Monday off, and she's like, well, she could be there 5 hours on Monday, 1 hour on Saturday, 2 hours on Thursday. And I'll be like, perfect, awesome. We'll have coaches assigned to her.
Very
See you at Friday at 10. And then in the back half of it, the staff will get together and be like, hey, this is our week schedule. Who's taking what? These kids are this level. So that means like Garrett and Coach 1 and 2 will be able to do it. These kids are this level. That means all of us can be able to do it. And we'll all break up the schedule like that.
Very
right
cool.
now. So we're hoping that is something we can maybe take into the future and do with even like rec classes, instructional classes, like offer a true custom schedule based on your lifestyle, because I feel like everyone tries to fit in other people's life.
Right.
Like corporations be like, oh, we only operate 4:30 to 6:30,
Right.
and I was like, well, what if I only want to work mornings, right? I can tell my availability could be 9:30 to 2, and I'll just take the kids that want to come 9:30 to 2. Abby could be, because she works for you,
Yes.
on Tuesday she can easily go 2 to 4, and that's her day on 2 to 4, as long as we have 150 kids, everyone's getting cared for, everyone's getting taken care of. That's really all we care about. We don't care when you show up or when you're We'll have general hour classes for the CrossFit side of it, but other than that, anybody else who doesn't want that general class time is going to get a custom schedule.
That's
And
cool.
I'm sure that most of you probably want to stick with the same kids just so that you know what
And
they're
then when
doing
they
and
move
stuff,
over to
right.
competitive side, that's when we stay with the same exact
Okay.
kid. It is good to have a variety. I do
okay.
think, like different,
Interesting.
because if
Okay.
they're learning a backward roll and they get me and I teach them one way, right? And then Abby sees it and she's like, oh, but I want to try this with you, right? And maybe it clicks because Abby said something that I didn't say, right?
that makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah.
So that's really
It's
good.
probably a lot like dealing with buyers on
And
that
it's
side.
it's like training a new agent
Right.
too, because you want a new agent to see how other agents do open houses.
It's exactly
because
the
everyone
same thing.
does it
Yep.
differently, and that's what where I struggled with public education is you're teaching everyone the same thing at the
Yes.
same time, and not everyone learns the same way. So that's really good, because if you're opening that kid up to learning how they learn best,
Right. And dealing with different
So,
personalities in
yeah.
the same hour, right? So
that's a life lesson right there.
They might get me on beam, Abby on floor, and then Coach 3 on vault. I'm trying really hard not to say names, but Coach 3 on
You can
vault.
say Abby. I won't get mad.
I can say Abby.
Because she's promised she's never leaving.
So you're going to beat them
Dun,
up and be
dun, dun.
sarcastic, then Abby's going to be the pushover for the kids.
Exactly.
And then,
She's gonna do the hugs. And oh my God, you're so cute. Oh, you
That
are my
actually
daughter.
is just
You
like
are
her.
my daughter. And I'm like, no, they're not, Abby. No, they're not.
That is just like
Yeah.
her. That literally was a great Abby
oh
impression.
my gosh, that was perfect.
Yeah.
I know.
I can do a little accent too.
Nailed it.
Stanley was the one who turned to me as soon as she left. He's like, she said, y'all, can you keep her?
Yeah. It's like, y'all, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm stressed. I don't have no money. Those are our 3 favorite words.
All right, so if anybody wants to get a hold of you or sign up for classes, learn more information, we're having them go to their CrossFit Gahanna.
CrossFitGahanna.com.
CrossFitGahanna.com.
Okay.
And then all the availability phone numbers, emails, all of them are right there. It's just
Okay,
so much easier.
perfect.
You can even just Google CrossFit Gahanna.
Gahanna,
The very
yeah.
first one that pops up, we're right there. We're right behind Wits in Gahanna,
Oh,
right off the
I know
highway.
where that
It's
is.
great. You
I
can
know
get in
right where
shape
that
and then
is.
Yep.
just get some frozen
Yep.
custard to
Because
make
you've
up for
earned
losing
it.
those
You-
calories.
It's custard,
It's
not.
custard,
I said-
not
I said-
ice
yeah,
cream.
It's
I know,
like
I
it's, so
know.
it's not unhealthy because
Yeah,
it's
it's definitely
that's
unhealthy.
No, that's what I say. I'm like, I don't even know what custard. Like, what is custard?
What is custard?
Can you tell me
No
what
one
custard
knows.
is?
I have
Yeah,
no
exactly.
idea.
I think it
So-
has
No
more
one
eggs
knows.
in it.
Yeah, exactly. Protein? Like, fill
Protein
me
cups.
up, Daddy.
Yeah, eggs are
Yeah.
good for you this week.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Oh
But anyhow, thanks for joining us on
No
another
problem.
entertaining episode of what are we? Oh, 614 Real Estate Nerds.
That's
is
awesome. You can't
technically
remember what the name
us.
of our podcast is. Jeez,
It
oh,
came
Pete.
to me.
You
It
need,
came to
you
me.
need another tea.
I know, man. I'm like really behind on my caffeine intake today. It's been a long one. Started at 7:30 this morning. So
Oh my gosh.
my first meeting, 7:30 to 9 every Wednesday.
Okay. Our first meeting started at 6:30, and Abby was late by 45 minutes.
I'm
So-
Oh, I
I'm
believe
surprised
it.
she made it at all. That's
Dude,
awesome.
it kills me.
She has to be
As
here at
the
10 and
whole
she's
team
late
wake up,
every
Texting
day.
you at midnight.
Yep, being like, make sure you're not late. And then she's over there 45 minutes late to work out. And you're like, whoa, why am I here?
Bring me breakfast and a paycheck.
Yep. That's basically what she says.
She has to be here at 10 and she's always at least 3 minutes late.
Always, right? And you never. And then we have showers at the gym. We have everything to get her life ready at the gym. And she's just like, I gotta go home, y'all. Gotta go to Aldi. Gotta make my hash.
Poor Abby, who will not sit in on
I
a
do love
podcast
Abby,
and
just for
defend
everyone listening
herself.
on the podcast. I do love Abby.
But anyhow,
And,
all right. Well,
and if you go to their gym, you get to see this amazing relationship live and in person.
Absolutely.
yes, but we always convince her. I think we have her convinced that if we're not making fun of her, it means we don't care.
Yeah. Like,
So-
if I'm not talking about you, don't I
Right.
don't like you. I'm
Right.
not talking about you. Like,
Right.
you don't have my
If
phone
I-
number in your phone? I'm not
Yeah.
talking about you. Trust
If
me.
I don't like you, I don't even remember your name
Right,
ever.
right,
So it's
right.
just like, you're dead to me. Whatever. I'm just done. But all right. Well, thanks for joining us, Garrett. It's
Thank
been
you
a
for having
pleasure.
me.
So
This has
you're
been awesome.
awesome.
You guys have been cool.
And Abby will make sure to post this and get you some eyeballs
Get
on
that
it.
website
Nice.
out there for
Yep.
everybody to click on.
Yep.
Heck
Very
yeah.
cool.
But as always, make sure to follow us and like us at Shannon Grimm Realtor on most social media and
Like, comment,
YouTube.
subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
That's it.
Ting ting.